Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday afternoon. Hope yours is going well. We've got another Seahawks video to get to today, but first, I want to give a shout out to all the subscribers, and special tip of the cap goes to the channel members, especially elite channel members. Brendon, Mikel, Hasher for MVP, VGK Tiger 75, Rye Guy, Salacious Crumb, Brendan Nelson's Haircut, TVO, It's Hoof, The Reno, 12th Man, and Austin Roberts. All right. Third and final day of looking at cornerbacks in this draft. And I'll tell you this, we've looked at some really intriguing cornerback prospects, but I like these guys too. And these are guys who will be lucky to get drafted. Quite a few of them probably won't be. These are the super sleepers. These are likely UDFAs, but I like some of them. And I think they have NFL potential, especially if you link them up with a guy like Pete Carroll who knows how to turn these late round or UDFA cornerback talents into NFL caliber players. He's done it before with guys like Brandon Browner. So here are 5 guys that I think might fit in well with the Seahawks defense at cornerback who will probably not get drafted. Let's jump right in. We know what kind of stuff we're looking for when it comes to cornerback talent. So let's just jump to number 1. Tay Gowan of UCF. Quite a few UCF players who have intrigued me in this year's draft. He's 6'2", so he's got the height on lockdown for sure. 185 pounds, a little lean maybe, but nothing that can't be overcome. His wingspan is a little shorter than we would like, 75.5 inches. You would want it to at least be 77.5, I think. I mean, you could live with 76.5, but 75.5 is starting to push Carroll's sensibilities, I think. And his 40 time is pretty good, 4.49. Very little experience playing cornerback at the NCAA level. He only really put up any kind of performance in 2019. 31 tackles, 22 solo, 8 pass breakups, and 2 picks. So not bad or anything, but when that's all you have on your resume, that's a little it can be a little tough to build a credible resume for NFL teams to draft you. Pro Football Net Focus loves this guy, however. They think he's going to be a high third-round pick. Now, that's silly as far as I'm concerned. I fully expect this guy to be lucky to be a 7th-round pick. The Draft Network thinks he'll be a high 7th or low 6th. Pro Football Network, ESPN, and Walter Football all think he's going to go undrafted. So, yeah. Pro Football Focus loves this guy, which is worth noting, but I seriously doubt he's actually going to be a third-round pick. That's just silly. So what I can say about Tay Gowan as a player is he's a good enough tackler. He's a plus tackler when it comes to making tackles in the run game and against receivers after they've caught the ball. He's a good fit for a cover 3 zone scheme, which is what we need. So that's certainly a positive. He should also be able to play a safety role in the NFL and be a good special teamer. So you're getting somebody who has some real flexibility. He's an average athlete, which at this point in the draft process, you will probably happily live with. So I think that's reasonable. He struggles to cover due to some technique issues, and his lack of experience means he's probably going to redshirt for at least a year. I would not expect Tay Gowan to see the field as a rookie at all. And if he did, that's actually probably a bad thing. But yeah. Tay Gowan, for what he is, would be an intriguing prospect to bring in. And if I'm Carroll, I might look at this guy and say, hey, I think I can turn this guy into something. All right, so that's Tay Gowan, the number 1 prospect who I would consider bringing in UDFA or maybe the 7th round if we end up with a 7th round pick. All right, prospect number 2, Antonio Phillips of the Ball State Cardinals. This guy might be my favorite of the guys we could get in UDFA or the 7th round, actually. 6 feet tall, so good enough. 175 pounds, 77.5-inch wingspan, pretty good. 40 time, 4.54, in line with what we see from a lot of the guys who are lanky at the cornerback position. And good amount of experience, if you take a look at this. 2017 as a freshman, 19 tackles, 4 pass deflections, a sack, and a forced fumble. 2018, he had 43 tackles, 5 pass deflections, and 2 picks. 2019, 43 tackles, 3 pass deflections, and 4 interceptions. So he became a real ball hawk as a junior. And 2020 didn't play as much, 24 tackles, 5 pass deflections, and 1 interception. So 7 interceptions in a 4-year career. Pretty good. I'm sorry. Yeah, 7. So he's already kind of a ball hawk, which is something that is valuable and something that I think the Seahawks could stand to get back to a little bit more. They've had some cornerbacks in recent years who just don't know how to go after the ball. This might be somebody who you can take in the late rounds, and they could, with surprising quickness, become players who go after the ball. The Draft Network is the only source I could find that thinks he's going to be drafted. They think he'll be a high 7th, maybe late 6th round pick. Pro Football Network thinks he'll be undrafted. So does ESPN, Walter Football, and Pro Football Focus. So Antonio Phillips probably going to be undrafted. I don't see any reason to believe he's going to be a draft pick. And if he is, he'll be lucky to be in the 7th. He's well built for his own scheme. If you take a look at him, if you take a look at his attributes, it makes a lot of sense why he might fit into this defense. He's got great ball skills, which makes him a ball hawk at the college level, at least. We don't know how well those skills will translate to the NFL, but he certainly knew how to take the ball away when he was playing at Ball State against lesser competition. He's also a great tackler. Not necessarily something represented in his stats, but in terms of his technique and a willingness to go after the ball carrier and make a tackle, he was very good at that. And he should be able to be a good special teamer. So if you're looking for somebody who I would really be excited to bring in UDFA, this is one of the names that I would definitely throw out there. Antonio Phillips of Ball State. He should be able to contribute as a rookie, at least on special teams, and I do not put it past him at all to be a surprising contributor to the defense as well. It's happened before. I know it doesn't happen that often, but if it happens again, Antonio Phillips. All right, that's prospect number 2. So let's go to prospect number 3 on this list. And this is the Illinois cornerback. I'm sorry, I'm getting my Illinois cornerbacks mixed up. Nate Hobbs. Nate Hobbs. My bad. I'm sorry, I forgot this guy's name for a second. Nate Hobbs, another intriguing prospect, unlikely to be drafted. He's 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. Wingspan is good enough, 76 and a half. It's fine. Very good 40 time, 4.38 40 time. And he had a 4-year college career, 48 tackles as a freshman, 331 solo, 2 pass deflections and a sack. 2018 didn't play as much. I think he got hurt. 22 tackles, 1 pass breakup, and 1 interception. 2019, best year of his career, 67 tackles, 44 solo, 9 pass breakups, and a pick. 2020, he didn't play as much because of COVID, but 31 tackles, 22 solo, 2 pass breakups, and a pick. So pretty good, pretty expansive college career. He was very experienced. So another guy who has a chance to shock everybody and slot into the NFL very quickly. And he's got good speed, which is something that I can't say about a lot of the guys we've looked at so far. So the Draft Network is the only publication I could find that thinks he'll be drafted. They think he's going to be a late 7th rounder. Everyone else thinks he'll be undrafted. Pro Football Network, ESPN, Walter Football, and Pro Football Focus. So what I can say about Nate Hobbs is that he's very experienced. He started 35 games in college, and he's a good enough athlete to play corner in the NFL. So he's got a good combination of length and speed and quickness and general athleticism to play in the NFL. Will he get to that potential? We don't know, but the potential is there. He's got good size and length to suit playing on the outside, which is obviously what we need. He's a great fit for a cover 3 scheme, which is what we need. So a lot of good stuff with Nate Hobbs here. Not a lot of plays made on the ball in his career. 3 interceptions in 35 starts is obviously not exactly what you're looking for, and he certainly does need to develop, but I like Nate Hobbs. I think he has potential to be a surprise NFL player. All right, so that's prospect number 3. Let's go to prospect number 4. Mark Gilbert of Duke University. All right, so this is another guy who I would be intrigued by as a 7th rounder or UDFA. 6'1", 175 pounds. He's got the size, 76.5-inch wingspan, good enough, and a very good 40 time, 4.36. So he's fast, he's tall, and he's long enough to cut it. So once again, we're looking at somebody who has the attributes. What he doesn't really have is the experience. As you can see, he did have a 4-year college career, not playing in 2019 because of injury, but he's only really had one big year in college football, but it was a big year. 2017, he had 35 tackles, 19 solo, 14 pass deflections, and 6 interceptions. So he was a monster this year. But then he got hurt and he never fully recovered, which is why he's not a higher draft pick in 2021. So if you look at the other 3 seasons of his career, he's, 18 tackles, 4 tackles, and then he got hurt, 8 tackles and 1 pick. Is he back to what he was in 2017? That's the question that needs to be answered. Pro Football Focus thinks he'll be a 6th-round pick. Draft Network thinks he'll be a UDFA to 7th-rounder. Pro Football Network thinks he'll be a UDFA. ESPN and Walter Football do as well. So there's a lot of talent here, a lot of potential here, but the question is, can he get back to what he was that 1 year at Duke? His tremendous 27 campaign speaks for itself. He has great ball skills. You can play him in any scheme. He'll fit in zone, man, cover 3, cover 1, cover 2. His size and length should make him good outside, so he'll fit in with what we need. He's got serious injury concerns. He's played in a total of 4 games over the last 3 seasons. So he is the definition of a UDFA flyer you take and you just cross your fingers and hope it works out. However, there is a load of potential with Mark Gilbert. And if you can get him in UDFA, I think that low risk, high reward, sign me up for that. All right, that's prospect 4. Let's look at the 5th and final low level prospect I would consider bringing in for the Seattle Seahawks. Mark Webb of Georgia, and that Georgia secondary is loaded in this draft class. I don't know how they weren't better this year at the NCAA level. The only secondary prospect I didn't look at from Georgia is DJ Daniels, and he's probably going to get drafted as well. So they might have 4 NFL caliber players just playing cornerback for that Georgia secondary. So Mark Webb, 6'2", very tall, 210 pounds. He's got some girth. 79-inch wingspan. Hello. 79-inch wingspan. Like, okay, I'm listening now. 4.5 40 time. Good enough. Career so far, 2017, he basically didn't play. 2018, he played a little. 14 tackles, 3 pass deflections. 2019, breakout year. 46 tackles, 3 pass breakups, 2 forced fumbles. 2020, 21 tackles, 2 pass deflections, and a pick. Not a ton of NCAA experience, but I feel like the talent and the attributes that he has are enough to make him an intriguing prospect, at least in the 7th rounder UDFA. Pro Football Network actually likes him a lot and thinks he's going to be a late 4th. ESPN thinks he'll be a 6th rounder. Walter Football thinks he'll be anywhere from the 6th to a UDFA. The Draft Network and Pro Football Focus think he'll go undrafted. So this guy has a shot at getting drafted, but I don't know. It's going to be tough. So what we can say about Mark Webb as a player is he's versatile enough to play safety in the NFL, which, I like flexibility. If he can play safety in the NFL, that gives him a chance to contribute as a rookie, even if he's a UDFA, because we don't have a lot of depth at that position. He's an aggressive playmaker. I know it didn't totally manifest itself in the way of stats, but he really knows how to go after the ball carrier. He knows how to cover and keep the play in front of him at the same time. He's somebody who knows how to protect deep and protect the shallow stuff. He's physical on tackling, which is, and made him a good tackler at the NCAA level. And one downside to Mark Webb is he does have some issues actually making plays on the ball when the crucial moment comes, which is why he only had 8 pass breakups and 1 pick in his career. But the potential is there to groom him into somebody who can become a great playmaker. So Mark Webb obviously played in a stacked secondary in college, but I think the talent is there. I mean, look at this wingspan. This is longer than Richard Sherman. This is longer than Byron Maxwell. This is freakish wingspan, and that alone can get Carroll's attention, I think. So that's really going to do it for the sleepers of the 2021 draft at cornerback. I would be intrigued in taking a flyer on any of these guys. I have some that I like a little more than others, but all of them, in my opinion, are worth a 7th rounder and certainly worth a UDFA flyer. So with that in mind, I'm going to get out of here. Cornerback discussion stream later. Bring your notes because we've got a lot of players to go through because there are a lot of players here that I like. 15 cornerbacks, all of which are intriguing to me. So with that in mind, I'm going to get out of here. Peace out. Go Hawks. Who do you like? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in stream later. Who do you not like? Are there any sleepers that I missed? Let me know. Peace out. Go Hawks. That's my take.